Wings Over I was in high school when CDs came out, roughly about 1986 when they started just a couple of little rows and Good Vibration in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And I remember getting a gift certificate for there, and the first CD I bought was Wings' Greatest. It was a good one. One with the Indian lady on the front. I forget, but with all the arms. Never really looked at it that closely. But I remember wanting Wings Over America, the Paul McCartney, the Wings Over America one. And just going, this is where my value in the social scene, just calling record stores all over. And I ended up finding one in Boston on like Boylston Street. I don't know if it was Newbury Comics. I think I don't think it was. I think it was some, but I literally like drove in there at like, rush hour when everybody was leaving Boston. But anyway, just to get that CD. And yeah, and I must have still been in high school or something. But it was cool. But that's on there. Denny Lane, who was part of the Wings, he wrote that when he was in the mood to lose. So that's where that tune. You better go now. All right, doing the loading. Double socket here. Wow, that's actually Pro to access. That big hand like mine. 90 degrees here. Watch. Hula. A little breather always is. More of a wing. That's why I have the big clamps on the lyrics. So they don't blow away, blow away, blow away. But yeah, this fucking YouTube, I gotta get in touch with support. Is still not picking up the instruments, it's filtering everything else out. So I'll be streaming for now. And when I start, I'm gonna record it and I'll post it tonight. If I get 2 sets in, it'll be the next couple days, Get one hopefully up tomorrow and one up Tuesday. For those of you who can't wait, that's how long you have to wait. Or you can come to watch Ula. Charlotte's Web Pub around 2:30 p.m. What time is it? 2:26. Is that 2? Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a good time if I get up in the next 10, 15 minutes here. We should. I got my opener. It's important. Although it was nice last weekend. I didn't really have anything decided, but basically on stage. And that worked out fine, but I'd rather have, I like getting a little inspiration. I listened to the first Joe Ely album. The opening track surprised me because I guess I didn't know that album. And the sound was better. I remember it being kind of like 10, it's from 1978, 79. But I just remember the sound not being great, but it was good. And the first song was cool. I knew it. Joey was in like 81 or something. He had an album called Musta Nada Got a Lotta. The Stones heard that. Getting picked to open for the Stones has been a big deal since, this was like the 81 or 82 in Europe, maybe. Anyway, Joe Ely opened. He tells one of Joe Ely's, I don't know if he was in the band or wrote, he's like, all the Stones, British guys are like, what's this? What's the got a lot? Or something. He did it better, but they liked it. Kind of like Doug's song. He would do that a lot, get a little singing, just, you know, sometimes beat it to death in a song, but Joe was a little more poetic than that. But both Texas legends. Probably the top two, you know? They're right up there with Willie. Key is they've all written a lot of their own songs. Doug Somm was a little more of an interpreter, but he did write a lot of songs. Don't get me wrong. Some really good ones. I love Doug Somm. Doug Somm, Sahm. Check him out. Started the Sir Douglas Quintet out of San Antonio, Texas. But that was at the height of Beatlemania. So if you see pictures, I remember seeing the picture in that illustrated Rolling Stone illustrated history of rock and roll. And half the band was Mexican, and they were like dressed up, and they had the Beatles suits with like the white collar and all matching, and the mop tops. They were like a Tejano band. But that was the song. She's about a mover. Hey, 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 about a mover. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, that was him. And he also wrote like the most popular song ever in Sweden. He lived there for a couple years in the mid '80s, and it's like, and it's pretty funny song because again, there's just not a whole lot of lyrics to it. He just repeats shit, but something stock like "I love you, Stockholm" or something. It's just crazy. But his voice, and he was just a lot of things going on. But he's an example when you try and get his stuff. There was a lot of albums. He was with the Texas Tornadoes. That was kind of the height of his popularity, probably a little bit. That was in the '80s into the '90s. But all different record labels, you know. Whereas like Bob Dylan was on Columbia, except for Before the Flood and Planet Waves, you know, too. I'm not even sure Before the Flood. That was honestly David Geffen signed to David Geffen, did Planet Waves with the band, and he went back to Columbia. He's a rarity, you know. Not everybody. All right, tune up. Yeah, you can't even hear that, can you? But I did yesterday. I got to make sure they're public. But I was in Miami yesterday, and I'd ordered a pizza. You know, just a nice place on Collins Avenue there, but in the north section. But it, you know, a local place. And I'm waiting for my pizza. I get out in the parking lot, strumming my ukulele, and but I was just filming the buildings. The Trump Tower was right across from me and shit. The Trump Royale, and all of a sudden there was a fucking fight. I got it on my stream, so if you watch one of the, there's like three of them. They're like 20 minutes long or whatever. I think it's the middle one, maybe the last one. There's three of them that I did, but they're all like I was at the beach, but driving and stuff. So maybe it's the middle one. It might be three, but I mean, we're talking two homeless guys. We're swinging, full swinging at each other, fucking squaring up. One of the guys hit the guy, he fell into the road. The road is busy. It was crazy, dude. And they're swearing at each other, and it was nuts. And it's all right there on that stream. And then after about 10 minutes later, one of the guys involved comes walking by me. Like that was at the street. I was probably about 150 feet back in the parking lot. There was like a Brugger's Bagels between us, and I could see it. And it went behind that bagels and went over there, and I kind of it ended by the time it got over there. But he comes walking back around the behind the Brugger's Bagels, where in the parking lot's open there. There's like two rows of parking space where I'm standing. I was eating my pizza at this point. But what if clearly a little unstable? If he just goes at me or thinks I could have just been involved in that. Crazy, crazy. It was good. It was classic streaming, shit like that. Full on fight, fight, fight. I'll go in and edit it out and make sure it's public and put it out in the title. Something we're referencing. Yeah. Hello. Definitely a ukulele, like ukulele day. Play some of that at some point here in these sets. I promise. It's a threat. Yes, Wardo. I'm just here to get my baby out of jail. It's so cool that Garcia basically songs like that are, you know, cool people. They know what it is. It's like some Appalachian. I mean, I think it was written by Frank Wakefield or something, but it wouldn't be as well known to a goodly amount of people. It wasn't for Jerry Garcia. That is for sure. Songs like that. Maybe we'll do that. We haven't done that in a while. That could be risky, but we'll do it. Haven't done that one in a while. I think really haven't. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I don't think we're ready for that one. I don't think we want to go there again. Maybe we can do that. Do those. I do that. Did I do that one last time? No. It feels so right now. Hold me tight. Let me go on loving you tonight. Tonight. Making love to me. So hold me tight. Tonight, 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 tonight. It's you. Oh, I was. See if we can find that other one I was thinking of opening with. Oh, there's that one too. That was a big tune I wanted to do last week. Make sure we get to that. I'll get you. That one. Wow. What do you got? I think we've got a definite rain situation. We'll get it going here. Try to find that one if I can. Hmm. Been up on a while. That one. What you got going now, Don't know. Don't think I have that song down. Close. Oh yeah. All right. All right, kiddos. We got a plan. Back. So I do my laundry this morning. So I go down, it's like a minute ride. It's in my complex, the little RV resort. I put my stuff in the washer and I come back. And the guy who lives behind me, he's set up in my camping spot, like under a tree up in the corner, in a chair with a barber. There's a gay barber guy there, and just whatever, just like when they do it like this, you got it. They want you to say that, like when it's like really flamboyant. So I stress that. Not like I'm not judging that or trying to be like, oh, he's gay. It's like this guy wants to be known, and he's getting his hair cut in my camp spot, like not at his. He's got music playing, and this is in my camp. And he's sitting there, and he's a big fat guy, the kid, and he's got the guy's got the thing on, and now all that hair and shit, just yeah, just no problem. That's where I walk around barefoot in my campsite, and I'm supposed to be. I'm a dick if I'm like, what's going on here, dude? What are you doing? Why aren't you doing it over in your campsite or in your camper? You literally didn't want to do it on your campsite or in your camper, so you came into my campsite to have your hair cut. I don't know. You tell me. Am I being ridiculous? Like being like, what the fuck? And here's the best part. If he had asked me, I probably would have been like, what? Yeah, I don't give a shit, you know? But the fact that I went and did my laundry and come back and he's just set up and there, the guy's earning money in my space. And the hair thing's disgusting, dude. That's I walk around barefoot. It's Florida. That's why I'm here. And it's your can't, there's a weird thing. If you haven't lived in, that's kind of your home, your property, that's how you treat it. It's like I don't throw my trash in my area. That's not cool. Of course, there's a lot of wind, so I get a lot of trash. Because people are just different. Thank yourself if you have parents, because most of you did. Here's the deal. I may be a dick. I am a dick. But I don't do that shit to other people. I don't put my shit on other people. You know? I don't just sit down at a table and smoke right in your face. I don't smoke. I don't sit there with a bottle spitting at the table or spitting it on the ground where you're walking around barefoot. I don't do shit like that. Nobody has to tell me. It's ignorant, you know? But if you say something to somebody doing that, you're the dick. And that's who I am. And I'm okay with that. Because you people who go along to get along just so you can think you have friends, you're fucking losers. You're idiots. You'll be that'll be more than clear at some point. And you most think it's not. Dude, it's just like fly. I don't know if it's because there's horses. There's horse over there. There's a horse over there. There's no horse over there. All right, kitties. I'm gonna get high. Er, I'm moderately high. Kind of just in that zone. It's just nice though. You're living, tropical lifestyle, semi-retired, working 40, 50 hours a week. When I'm not working, I'm retired. Oh, and get this, that same guy yesterday, I went to Miami. And yeah, like told you about the flight stuff. So check those streams out. It's just me driving down the street, all the big buildings and stuff. Usually I got some witty comments, but the fight's on there. That was a good one. But then, I don't know. What were we talking about? I don't know. Fucking win. Oh yeah. So I'm going to Miami. I'm 134 miles. I've already been through South Bay, which if you're going from here, you're gonna go down the bottom of Lake Okeechobee through Clewiston, South Bay, and then it's just a down to pretty much where 95 and Alligator Alley come together. But he calls me up, and I'm mostly an afterthought in his day-to-day world. He's like, "You at the campground?" And I don't like that. If you call me up for something, say what you want. It's not relying on what I'm doing, dude. No, I'm on my way to Miami. Oh, I got a flat tire in Lakeland. You know, which don't get me wrong. Had I been campsite, I would have probably gone and helped. But it's not like he called me to go with him. You know what I'm saying? He's a fucking brat. Kind of got me pissed off a little bit. So hopefully it doesn't reflect in the music. But anyway, I'm gonna record this, so I'll post this set tonight. I'll be up there tomorrow. In between sets, I'll make those things if you want to check out the Pooh channel. I might post these sets to the freaking Howley. That's my music channel. I got 37 subscribers, so if you can subscribe to that when we get to 50, I can stream on that. Maybe I don't have the microphone problems there. Because it seems to be, weirdly enough, specific to the Pooh. Well, I don't know that. I don't have another one. But it's not the device. Because it's, yeah, on my iPad, same problem. So, yeah,